Whoa! Dr. Owl, is that fire? That big oak tree is burning.
Goodness gracious, Emma, it seems that Creeper's explosion set the tree ablaze.
Oh no! It's so close to Herbert's carrots.
Quick, we need to help Herbert.
Right, let's go. Oh, Dr. Owl, the fire is spreading so fast.
Beep, boop, emergency. Extreme toastiness detected. Carrot integrity compromised. Whoosh.
Indeed, Ziggy. Emma, grab a water bucket. We need to act fast. Hoot hoot! Hello, young explorers! It's STEMcraft Friday again. Ready to explore the science behind Minecraft?
Hi, I'm Emma, and I'm here with Dr. Owl, Ziggy,
Hi.
and Herbert the villager. If you love Minecraft and love asking big questions, you're in the right place.
And remember, sharing is caring. Spread the science fun with a friend.
Phew, that really was close. My heart is still beating like a drum block.
Well, that was quite an adventure. Thanks to your quick thinking with those water buckets, Emma, and Ziggy's enthusiastic support, Herbert's carrots are safe.
Beep. My circuits were almost extra crispy. I nearly turned into a walking toaster. Good thing my carrot rescue programming is top-notch.
That fire was so intense. What is burning, really? It almost seemed like magic.
Was it angry air having a hot tantrum?
Not quite a tantrum, Ziggy, but you're warm. When something burns, it's undergoing a very fast chemical reaction called combustion. Think of it like a super speedy, super energetic chemical party.
A party? Are there tiny hats and microscopic cake? Combustion-tastic?
Ho-ho, in a way. During this party, a material mixes with something in the air, and it changes into new things, giving off heat and light.
Mixes with something in the air? You mean like the air we breathe? Oxygen?
Precisely, Emma. Oxygen is one very important ingredient. In fact, for a fire to start and keep burning, it needs 3 main things. We call this the fire triangle. Oxygen is one side of our triangle. Are you ready for a little guessing game for the other 2 sides? All right. What else does a fire need to burn? Think about what the fire was actually burning earlier.
Well, the fire was burning the tree, so it needs something to burn.
Beep. Like a log for a campfire. Or my instruction manual if I'm not careful. Oops.
Exactly. A fire needs something to burn, and we call that fuel. Herbert, do you have any ideas what fuel might be in Minecraft?
Oh, wood and coal.
That's right. Wood and coal are excellent examples of fuel. Even the wool from our sheep can be fuel. So now, we've identified oxygen and fuel. Any thoughts on what the third side of our fire triangle might be? Think about what started the tree burning in the first place.
It was the creeper explosion. But why did that make the tree catch fire, Dr. Owl?
An excellent question, Emma. The creeper explosion provided something very important: heat. Heat is the third side of our fire triangle. So, our fire triangle is made of heat, fuel, and oxygen. For that tree, the creeper explosion was the heat. The tree itself was the fuel, and the oxygen is all around us in the air.
That makes sense. But Dr. Owl, I've noticed in Minecraft, if I use my flint and steel on wood, it catches fire really fast. But if I try it on cobblestone, nothing happens. Why do some things burn and others don't? And why do some things burn faster?
Another brilliant question, Emma. It's because different materials make better fuel than others. Wood, paper, or dry leaves are excellent fuel because they have a lot of stored energy that fire loves to release. Cobblestone, on the other hand, doesn't really have much that fire can use as fuel.
Beep. So wood is like a yummy fire snack, and cobblestone is like fire broccoli? Fire doesn't want to eat its veggies. Zorp.
That's a funny way to put it, Ziggy. Materials like wood burn easily because their tiny parts, called molecules, can break apart and combine with oxygen very readily. Imagine those molecules in the wood are holding hands very tightly. When enough heat comes along, it gives them so much energy that they start wiggling and jiggling like they're at a super fast dance party. They break apart from their old partners and grab new partners, oxygen molecules from the air. This dance releases all the stored energy as the heat and light we see in a fire.
So the wood molecules and oxygen molecules have a big dance-off and make new things. Like the smoke we see and the ash that's left behind. That's amazing.
It truly is. Now, are you ready for a quick fire triangle trivia game? I'll name a Minecraft item. You shout out if it's good fuel or not fuel.
Yay!
Ready.
First up, a block of wool.
Fuel.
Definitely fuel-tastic.
Correct. Next, a bucket of lava.
That's tricky. It's hot, so it's heat. But is it fuel? I don't think so.
You're right, Emma. Lava provides heat, but it isn't the fuel itself. Last one, a block of glass.
Beep. Alert. Logic loop detected. We already learned that heat turns sand into glass. So, glass is what happens after the fire party, not the fuel for the party.
Excellent work, detectives. You're getting the hang of this. Now that we know a fire needs fuel, oxygen, and heat, what do you think happens if we take away one side of that fire triangle?
The fire would go out. Like we did with the tree. We used water.
Exactly. And how does water put out a fire? Which part of the triangle does it attack?
It makes things cold, so it takes away the heat?
Precisely. When we pour water on a fire, the water absorbs heat very quickly, like a thirsty sponge. This cools the fuel, so it's no longer hot enough to burn. And remember our episode about puddles, Emma? When that water gets warm enough, it evaporates. It turns into steam and floats away, taking even more heat with it, cooling the fuel further.
So the water steals the heat, and then it evaporates and takes even more heat away. That's why, if wood is damp or wet, it's hard to light on fire, right? Because the water is already there, ready to soak up any heat you try to add with your flint and steel?
You've got it. So by pouring water, we effectively remove the heat side of our fire triangle. What if we can't use water? How else can we break the triangle? Think about what else fire needs.
Beep. It needs oxygen. So if we hug the fire too tight, it can't breathe.
Oh, that's a creative way to think about it, Ziggy. We can indeed stop a fire by taking away its oxygen. In Minecraft, if you cover a small fire with sand or gravel blocks...
Oh, the sand blocks the air from getting to the fire, so it takes away the oxygen.
Exactly. And there's one more way. Sometimes, if a fire is spreading, like a forest fire in the real world, firefighters might clear away trees and bushes in its path. This important job is called creating a fire line or a fire break. What are they removing then?
The trees and bushes are the fuel, so they're taking away the fuel.
Correct again. So we can fight fire by removing heat, oxygen, or fuel. And knowing about the fire triangle isn't just interesting, it's super important for understanding how to stay safe. In fact, all this talk of fire, whether in Minecraft or the real world, reminds us just how careful we need to be. Fire can be helpful, like in a furnace to smelt ores, but it can also be very dangerous.
In Minecraft, if something catches fire, we can use a water bucket or break the burning blocks. And we definitely have to be careful around lava pools and creepers.
Very true. And in the real world, fire safety is even more important. We should never play with matches or lighters. If you see a fire, what's the first thing you should do, Emma?
Tell a grown-up right away. Mom! Dad! And if your clothes ever caught fire, you should stop, drop, and roll.
Excellent, Emma. And it's always good for families to have a fire escape plan for their homes and practice it.
Herbert knows to use water and to get away from big fires. He's a smart villager.
Beep boop, and always ensure your robot circuits are properly insulated. Safety first, then science-tastic experiments.
Wise words from everyone. So today, we've learned that burning or combustion is a chemical reaction where fuel, heat, and oxygen come together in the fire triangle. We've explored why some things burn and others don't, how to put out fires by breaking that triangle, and most importantly, how to stay safe around fire.
Wow, Dr. Owl! So much science is happening in just one little Minecraft campfire. It's way more interesting than I ever thought.
Fire science is hot stuff. Get it? Hot.
Oh, indeed it is, Ziggy. Remember, young explorers, stay curious, keep asking questions, and keep discovering the wonders of science all around you, even in the world of Minecraft. Until next time on STEMcraft Friday, happy crafting and happy discovering.
Bye, everyone.
Farewell, science adventurers.
That was so much fun, Dr. Owl. I hope all our explorers had a great time, too.
Hoot hoot! We loved having you with us. If you don't want to miss our next adventure, follow us on your favorite podcast platform.
And if you know a friend who loves exploring, too, share our podcast with them.
If you have a question or a topic you want to learn more about, leave us a comment. See you next time.